Hi, everybody. It is Thursday. It's the 20th day of June, and more importantly, at least on paper, it's the last day of spring. I don't know what tomorrow being the first day of summer actually has to do with anything because, there's no summer heat and sun in the forecast. We've got much more of the same. Tomorrow's going to be a nice day. It's the only one I got for you, really, without shower chances. You can tell I'm really excited. I'll outline your forecast for you in just a few moments. On tonight's show, Magoffin County Fiscal Court coverage, Johnson County indictments, a Magoffin County burglary, as well as another couple of arrests that we'll pass along. On tomorrow's program, right now, our plans are sitting down with Magoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wireman on a couple of different fronts, and one of those will be talking about back taxes owed by companies owned by West Virginia Governor Jim Justice. Not Pike, Harlan, Magoffin counties all due millions of dollars in taxes plus penalties and interest, and how the state has agreed to forego the penalties and interest and allow those coal companies, to pay just the original taxes. Not something the state would do for you and I. How much money is coming to Magoffin County? I'll tell you that tomorrow, and we'll also compare that to what Magoffin County had hoped to get. Are these counties happy to get what they can or not? Well, we'll talk about that on tomorrow's program. Also, a few other interviews set for later in the week. Well, later, one more day this week. Soon in the news. Let me rephrase that. We'll begin right now with Johnson County indictments. We'll cover just a few of the approximate 24 or so individuals indicted by the sitting Johnson County grand jury. I selected these, which appear to be the most serious charges, from the list for you tonight. 30-year-old Christopher D. Arms of Leander was named in several indictments returned by the Johnson County grand jury. The first for burglary in the third degree and theft by unlawful taking, over $500. This is for, on May the 16th of this year, breaking into an outbuilding that belonged to Brandon Ratliff and stealing a Honda TRX 450 four-wheeler. On the same day, or in the same chain of events, he was also indicted for receiving stolen property, fleeing or evading police in the first degree, and all-terrain vehicle violations when he stole a vehicle belonging to a Gary Ratliff, a separate and different modeled Honda four-wheeler, which he was in possession of. And then once Deputy Jason Arms with the Johnson County Sheriff's Department tried to apprehend him, he fled the officer on the ATV. He was also named for receiving stolen property for being in possession of an ATV, one of the same two, but three separate indictments for Christopher Arms. 30-year-old Franklin A. Powers of Van Leer was indicted for theft by unlawful taking. This for items that were stolen, specifically a host of jewelry, diamond rings, other rings, a locket, necklaces, electronics, stolen from a Brian Palmer of Van Leer, worth more than $500. That's a Class D felony. 31-year-old Adam Van Hoos of Staffordsville was indicted for receiving stolen property and obscuring the identity of a machine. He was in possession of a 2007 tow dolly that was stolen from the convenience storage business in Louisa, worth about $2,000. And he also defaced the VIN number on that, trying to hide the theft. 37-year-old Robert Lee Spradlin of Paintsville was indicted for trafficking in meth greater than 2 grams, possession of paraphernalia, and being a persistent felony offender in the second for having at least 2 prior felonies on his record. When he was originally arrested, he was also charged with 4 counts of being a convicted felon in possession of a handgun, but those charges were not returned by the grand jury, just the trafficking in methamphetamine for being in possession of the drug with the intent to traffic the drug paraphernalia, and other charges including the PFO. Possession of a controlled substance in the first, fleeing, evading police in the first, wanton endangerment in the first of a police officer, wanton endangerment in the first of a child, and operating under the influence, a vehicle, second offense with aggravated circumstances, paraphernalia possession, operating on a suspended license, possession of marijuana, and reckless driving, all charges levied against 29-year-old Charles F. Mormon of Volga for events that happened June the 11th of this year, just days ago, when he was in operation of a motor vehicle with a child in his possession while being under the influence of drugs, and of course as well when the possession of methamphetamine and marijuana. 27-year-old Christopher Blair of Van Leer, trafficking in the first degree, more than 2 grams of methamphetamine, complicity as well. He was also complicit with trafficking in heroin, possession of drug paraphernalia, and PFO and the first-degree charges are also attached to the same indictment. He had the intent of trafficking in methamphetamine. He had a significant quantity on him, as well as baggies and heroin as well. He also has a previous record which includes at least 2 felonies for the PFO charge. He was said to have been complicit with 27-year-old Ronald Rice of Georgetown, who was also indicted on the similar counts of trafficking in meth, trafficking in heroin, drug paraphernalia, and he as well had 2 prior felonies on his record, resulting in a PFO, persistent felony offender, in the first-degree charge. Now, there was a host of other indictments for assault in the third degree, many for possession of methamphetamine and other drugs, trafficking charges we did cover in their entirety for tonight, flagrant non-support, and a host of possession charges. If you're interested in seeing all of those, you can go to the Big Sandy News' Facebook page, where one of our editors, Tony Fife, posted the full list of indictments earlier this afternoon from Johnson County and that grand jury. I would say an approximate 18 or so more that you can find there listed on the Big Sandy News Facebook page. I'll be right back after this.
Appalachian Wireless wants to know if you're tired of settling for a phone you didn't really want because it was more about the cost of the device rather than the phone you really wanted. Well, Appalachian Wireless has the solution, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. With Advantage, every phone model is back on the table because you only have to pay the taxes on the device you really want. Many of our hottest smartphones are less than $50 up front, then a few extra dollars on your monthly bill. With Appalachian Advantage. Payment agreement is required. See store for complete details.
Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville. On average, men live 4 to 5 years less than women, and men are 71%, or 12% more than women, at risk of obesity, and women are 100% more likely than men to visit the doctor for annual exams and preventable services. Guys, if something doesn't look or feel right with your body or mind, look to the professionals at Hope Family Medical Center who want to help you live a longer, healthier, happier life. From mental and physical health to your diet, prescriptions, physical activity, and more, Hope can help with all of it. That's Hope Family Medical Center in Sagersville. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Of course, you can always get guaranteed great deals this time of year on mowers and weed eaters and blowers, but right now at Parkway Gun and Pawn, they've also got an incredible selection of hand and power tools, guitars, and musical instruments just in, new and used, long and handguns, and ammunition and more, with no pawn limits and cash today on anything you want to sell or pawn. Parkway Gun and Pawn.
A few local arrests to pass along to you tonight. The first one, 3 people facing charges related to the burglary of a Magoffin County residence. The homeowner had hired someone to replace a hot water heater, and while doing so, he, according to local authorities, made off with other individuals with him as well, with several pieces of that homeowner's jewelry. Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams says that he was contacted by a Magoffin County woman regarding the theft of several items of jewelry from her home. She advised Adams that she had hired Ronnie Caldwell to install a new hot water heater at her home, telling Deputy Adams that she had to leave her home twice that day during the job when Caldwell was installing the hot water heater to go to town for parts for the project. And she said that a Lavesta Reisner and a Heather Merle were in a car outside the residence during that time waiting on Caldwell to finish up. And after the job was completed and everyone was gone, the victim noticed that she was missing several items of jewelry, including necklaces, rings, and a watch. During his investigation, Adams made contact with both Merle and Reisner and recovered from them all of the jewelry except for the watch. with one of the females telling Adams that Caldwell still had the watch in his possession. Caldwell was charged with theft by unlawful taking over $500. Merle was charged with theft by unlawful taking over $500, as well as public intoxication and possession of a controlled substance for having Neurontin on her when she was arrested. And Reisner was charged with theft by unlawful taking and public intoxication as well. And the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department tells us of the arrest of a McGoffin County woman charged with leaving the scene of an accident after sideswiping a neighbor on Fox Run Road, stopping but not staying behind, and then telling authorities that she hadn't been involved in that collision. McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Jonathan Holbrook says he was called out last Friday to a hit and run on Fox Run Road, which sits just out of Sagersville, on Route 40, and when he got there, there was a victim claiming to have been struck and sideswiped by another vehicle, a blue Chrysler 200 that was driven by actually a neighbor, both residents of Fox Run Road. That neighbor identified as Kay Isaac. The victim also said that after the collision, Isaac actually stopped, got out of the vehicle, said a few words to the victim, then picked up something out of the road, threw it into the car, and then continued after she got back in the car and went on to her home without assisting the victim or offering any other resolve. After denying that she had been in the car or had left her residence, Holbrook says he got surveillance video showing the blue Chrysler 200 pulling into the defendant's driveway, and also got sworn statements from neighbors stating that they had seen Isaac leave her residence on Fox Run at a high rate of speed and return moments later at around the same time the collision happened, noting that Isaac's vehicle also didn't have any insurance as well. Isaac was charged with leaving the scene of an accident and failure to render aid, failure to maintain insurance, and criminal mischief in the second degree. Next year, McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. I got a birthday. I had an announcement that came in from the extension office, but I realized in getting ready to post it that it didn't have the date on it. In this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent that came out today, you can find, among other great things, another great week for the paper, the full list of 4th of July festivities. One of those will include a tricycle and bicycle parade for the kids, hosted by Sagersville Renaissance, and the extension service. I just didn't have the day of that. And then those who participate, some of them, I believe, eligible to go on and ride in the parade on Saturday. It's a super cool idea. I'll get that complete listing for you later on. But tonight, here's the rest of your Farm Bureau community calendar, beginning with a special birthday from the church family to this person. Birthday wishes kick off tonight's community calendar. Jeff Tackett, it's your birthday. You know that. And so do all of your friends at the Lakefront Church of God. So happy birthday to you, Jeff Tackett, from, like I said, your friends and family at the Lakefront Church of God. Happy birthday to you. From there, just a couple of quick reminders. 2 more nights of the Preaching in the Park, the Unity Revival, tonight and tomorrow night. 7 p.m. nightly, hosted by evangelist Todd Masters and Pastor Greg Minix. This is your invitation. And the Special Needs Summer Blowout is still set for June the 29th. I knew that. And they still have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to let them know you're coming. This is free for all ages. And you know, this was a big event last year. It's going to be bigger this year. Special guests, superheroes, train rides, games, fun. You name it, they're going to do it, all in honor of our Special Needs Summer Blowout. Contact Paul Montgomery at 424-6302 if you have any questions. And Sagersville Church of Christ is hosting Superhero Vacation Bible School this Saturday, 9 in the morning to 4 that afternoon. Please come and have a wonderful time with them at Superhero VBS at the Sagersville Church of Christ. And bring your calendar announcements to me, anything like this, birthdays and anniversaries too. And just like we do every weeknight, we'll tell everyone about them. In tonight's obituaries, brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, 74-year-old Shirley Williams of West Liberty passed away on the 17th, married to Merle Williams, who preceded her in death. She survived by her sons Dwayne and Keith and Matthew Young and her daughter Deborah Perkins. Visitation is going to be after 11 o'clock in the morning, and then services will start tomorrow afternoon at 1, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And lastly, this announcement in loving memory of Wanda Gasparic, with much love from her children, grandchildren, and a host of family and friends.
Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
If you haven't stopped by the seasonal shop lately, you're missing out. They've got new arrivals weekly and great deals every day, and the entire store has a fresh new look. Summer's here and the seasonal shop is ready for fun, sun, and the cutest clothes. They've got outfits for any special occasion you might have on your calendar or casual outfits for any day of the week. So come in and let them help you select the perfect outfit, and don't forget the jewelry. They've got a large selection of some of the most unique jewelry in the area, and they've got everything you need for your pool or beach days with bright, beautiful cover-ups and caftans, sunglasses, towels, and hats. And new patchwork Kentucky hats with a heart over Sagersville are the perfect way to keep the sun off your face. At Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. Did you know that with the IGA Personal Rewards Card, real people are getting really big discounts on gas? Just sign up at IGA, and from then on, for every $50 you spend on groceries, you get anywhere from 5 to 25 cents off on each gallon of gas you buy at VIP Fuels on the Parkway. This customer saved $1.75 a gallon, and some have paid only 10 cents a gallon for 15 gallons of gas. And it's quick because your points stack up. And most weeks, IGA has double, triple, or even 5 times the points. And they'll give you another 10 cents off every time you share your receipt on the IGA Facebook page showing you've saved 50 cents or more. It's almost like free gas. At your Sagersville, IGA.
A second reading of the budget for the county, some housekeeping, so to speak, for county structures and buildings, more discussion and plans on moving 911 operations from the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. Bridges were discussed in more ways than one, and a host of other items in yesterday's regular meeting of the Magoffin County Fiscal Court. The Fiscal Court, with Judge Executive Matt Wireman, Magistrates Buck LeMaster, and Darrell Howard present, approved the second reading of the fiscal budget. We'll have a breakdown of that budget later with the Judge Executive here on the program and in the Sagersville Independent. There was an update from Deputy Judge Executive Kevin Howard on the ongoing duties that they have been performing, pressure washing a lot, the courthouse, the Justice Center, the Community Center. They have removed the old floor and the basketball court of the Community Center, which was causing some serious issues, and refinished it with hopes of resurfacing it as well. They also later in the meeting approved a bid for $33,000 to repair the air conditioning system to the gymnasium at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. With Deputy Judge Howard also in his update before the court and audience, speaking of the ongoing study which is being done to be able to allow them to move the 911 operations from the Community Center to the courthouse, and how important it is that everyone verifies their address for 911.
The environmental study is ongoing for the 911 move from the community center to the courthouse, and we're continuing to make phone calls to verify 911 addresses. So if anyone gets a phone call from 911 to the judge's office, you know, we to get the certification, we've got to get these addresses verified. So if just expect a phone call, and we'll take care of that down the road. It'll take us a little while to finish that, but we'll get it completed.
And that's a key thing for us to get done, because one of the things that we got to do is to get what's called mobile 911. Right now, if you call 911, it goes to Pikeville State Police Post. Yeah. There's money attached to that. Right now, the state police is getting somewhere $70,000 to $100,000 a year that should go to us. And basically, what's happening, you dial 911 from a mobile phone, it goes to the Pikeville State Police Post, and they transfer it to us. So we're doing the work anyway. But we've got to get these kind of things done and in place so that we can start getting the revenue in for our 911 center.
In her update, Codes Enforcement Officer and Solid Waste Coordinator Ashley Salyer updated the court on the ongoing bridge inspections. The state inspector, there is only one in the state of Kentucky, will be in McGoffin County starting tomorrow to inspect a total of 4 bridges, and another 4 are planned to be inspected later in July. They also advertised for bids for the Lummi-LeMaster Bridge, one of the most problem bridges in McGoffin County. And on the topic of bridges, the committee appointed by the judge's executive, a group of veterans, made the announcement of their first selection of 6 names they have chosen initially of McGoffin County's veterans to be honored by marking McGoffin County bridges and roads.
As everybody knows, we've been working on honoring our veterans in McGoffin County. As I've traveled across the state, you see a lot of different things going on where bridges and roads are named after veterans. We didn't see a whole lot of that here. We have a couple. There's a committee been put together of nothing but veterans. It's facilitated by my deputy judge, and they've came up with 6 names so far. The state tells me that in order to get a sign put up, I've got to have a resolution approved by the fiscal court. Our first honoree, person that we want to recognize, everyone in the county should know, Sergeant First Class James Melvin Rudd.
Vince Minix, who serves on that Veterans Committee, detailed Rudd's heroic acts in the Korean War, which also included being one of 5 prisoners of war to survive the Hill 303 massacre. The bridge to be named in his honor will be located in Royalton.
So with that said, as you can see behind me, what looked to be on local Doppler radar, the last little round of showers for this evening. We still have a 30% of such for tonight. And then at least a small one. A break tomorrow from all the rain for the first day of summer. Just sad to say it's the only day like it I've got in your Licking Valley RECC Outlook.
So yes, scattered showers tonight to the tune of 30%. I mean, it's just a shower. It's just like it has been, on and off throughout the day. It's what we've seen again today. Tomorrow, not so much, but then we go back to it. So 61 tonight. Westerly winds 6 to 9 to maybe 24 miles per hour. Precipitation chances for the rest of your evening right at 30%. But I mean, I'm looking at some light showers outside the newsroom right about now. Tomorrow, patchy fog to start off your Friday morning, and then partly sunny and 79 degrees. A sunny, dry day tomorrow. We have shower chances that don't come back until after midnight tonight. So tomorrow is definitely going to be a much-deserved dry day, and the only one for days as far as a completely dry day, because your weekend shower chances have increased, and so have clouds as well. 82 Saturday, mostly cloudy, and a 60% chance of showers. For most everyone, 1/4 of an inch or so, but if you get a few thunderstorms, you know what they can do. Put down some rain much quicker and much more than that. 66 Saturday night, Sunday, pretty much identical. 85 for your high, a tad bit warmer. 69 for the low, but still mostly cloudy. Shower chances still at 60% across the board, and that includes thunderstorms as well. Shower chances by midday and later Sunday evening will start to decrease a little, but they're still going to stick around, as they will for the first of next week. They actually increase to start off Monday, with temperatures still holding to the mid-80s and partly sunny skies Monday. You'll see very little sunshine. Showers and thunderstorm chances right now at 70% kicking off the week. Still a likelihood of showers and thunderstorms Monday night as well. Tuesday, partly sunny, and Wednesday, partly sunny, still in the low 80s, but a 40 and 50% chance of showers, and it looks like clouds and showers hang tough as another front comes in by next Thursday. Not the way you wanted to start summer off, is it? At all.
That'll do it for tonight. We're going to wrap up this week with a couple of special reports, including taxes long owed, but not enough to McGoffin County, and a host of other news that you'll only see here. Thank you for watching, and have a good Thursday.